Hello everyone. Today we're going to find out how to find the equation of perpendicular lines only given two lines. So in this example here, I already drew it out. We have two lines here, okay? And we want to find out, we can tell that they look perpendicular to each other, but we don't know for sure. And there's a couple things that'll tell us if they are or not, such as the slope being the negative reciprocal of each other will tell us if they are perpendicular or not. Okay? So you're given two lines. The first thing you want to do is to find the equation of one line. And I'm going to go ahead and just start picking points, okay? So you have a point here, 0, 0. We might use all these. And we have a point here where the two lines intersect at 3, 3. Okay? So we're going to call this line A and the other one line B. So for line A, let's go ahead and just to reaffirm, this is line A right here. Okay? We're going to go ahead and find the equation of that line. So we know to find slope. Actually, before we find slope, let's go ahead and take our points. 0, 0, and 3, 3. And let's just go ahead and label them x1, y1, x2, y2. And again, it doesn't matter. It could have been 3, 3, x1, y1, and 0, 0, x2, y2, okay? That doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and start with slope first. All right, slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, and let's go ahead and plug in our values. y2 in this case is 3 minus 0 over x2 is 3 minus 0. It's 3 over 3, which is 1. Okay? So our slope in this case, m equals 1. Alright, so now what we need to do, we need to find the equation of the line. And in a previous video, I talked about point slope form. Point slope, the point slope formula, or form, whatever you want to use. Okay? And that was, I'll write it over here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, and in this case we needed a point and a slope. Well, we have our slope right here. We have 2 points to pick from, 0, 0 or 3, 3. So we have everything we need to use this formula here. So let's go ahead and just plug in. Y minus y1. So we have 0, 0 and 3, 3. I'm going to use 3, 3 just so you can see what it's like with numbers, because with 0, 0 it's really easy. So y minus y1, which is 3, equals m. What was our slope again? Right here. 1 times x minus x1. And x1 again is 3. Because we used this point. Now let's go ahead and distribute. 1 times x is x. 1 times negative 3. Actually, just 1 times 3 is 3. Y minus 3. And now we're going to add 3 to both sides to isolate the y. And you have y equals x. Okay? And this is the equation for line A. Alright? Now we're not even done yet. We still have more to do. Y equals x is the equation for line A. And I can write it right here. Y equals x. Alright? So now what we want is to find the equation of line B. So there's a couple things that we know. If the lines are perpendicular, then we know that the slope is going to be the negative reciprocal, right? So maybe we can just skip some steps and go straight into the point slope form. Point slope form. And now going back to it, I think I might have written this question wrong, or I maybe verbalized it incorrectly. These are perpendicular lines, and that's the work I'm going to be assigning. But we don't have the equations of the lines, and that's what we're finding out. Okay, I want to make that correction now. I apologize for that mistake. I didn't verbalize it correctly. So we're going to do line B. Okay? Well, we have a point, and in this case, what point can we use for line B? We can't use 0, 0 because it's not on line B, but we can use 3, 3. Even though we already used it once, we can use it because it does cross, and I'll do it in blue actually. It does cross the path of line B. Oh, that line was kind of straight. Okay, so let's use 3, 3. I'm going to stay consistent. Okay. So again, our point is, I'll just write out the formula. Y minus y1 equals m, parentheses, x minus x1. Now in this case, we said we're going to use the point 3, 3, just like in the previous example. And our slope, I mentioned before that properties of perpendicular lines is that they have a negative reciprocal slope of each other. So that being said, if the slope for line A is 1, the negative reciprocal of 1 would be negative 1 over 1, which is just negative 1. Okay? So let's plug it in. Y minus 3 equals negative 1. And I put it in parentheses just to kind of keep it together, make it look a little nicer. There's no specific reason or nothing special, okay? It's just for looks, I guess you can say. X minus x1 is 3. And just like before, we're going to go ahead and distribute negative x, and negative 1 times negative 3, positive 3. And we still have y minus 3 on the left. So now, just like before, we're going to isolate y. We're going to add 3 to both sides. And you have y equals negative x plus 6. And this is for line B. Okay, y equals negative x plus 6. And I'll write that in. Oops, sorry. Okay, we now have the equation of both lines. So just to recap, we're given two lines. We know they're perpendicular, but we don't have the equations of the lines. Now what we did is we picked one equation. In this case, we picked line A. We picked line A, found the slope, picked a point, and we did point slope form. Got the equation of our line. Okay? And we know it's line A. Then we looked at line B. We picked a point of line B, on line B, which was 3, 3. We could have also picked this point here, which was 0, 6. We could have done that as well. Either or works. And we know that the slope for line B is a negative reciprocal of the other line. So if we know line A slope was 1, the slope for line B is negative 1 over 1, which in this case is just negative 1. And we repeated the process of point slope form or formula, plugged it into the formula, did the math. Line B is going to be y equals negative x plus 6. And now we have the equations of both perpendicular lines. Okay? Another thing, just side note, if they are perpendicular, in this case we said they are, and we did the math, this is a right angle. Okay? And let's just do a quick little check. If we know this point here is the point 0, 6, let's do a little check. Let's plug in 0, 6. 6 equals negative 0 plus 6. 6 does equal 6. Alright, just making sure. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. See you guys next time. Peace.